What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched Demon Slayer, the movie Infinity Castle, the movie that's out right now and doing very well, apparently breaking records and making a lot of money. And just read an article saying it's an indicator of how big anime is the growth mechanism for Sony. Very interesting. We'll be talking but let's do a spoiler-free discussion. We're not going to do spoilers here, just because I know it's out and fresh, and people might just want to hear what people have to say about it before they go see it. But yeah, the movie is out. It is part of the mainline story. It is the first of three that is going to be the conclusion of the story, correct?
To my understanding.
Yeah, from what we know. Let us know if you know otherwise. And yeah, this thing's like 2.5 hours long, and it's Demon Slayer. So if you didn't get a chance to watch this yet, or if you did, not going into spoilers on the story, but basically if you've been watching the show, you know that everybody got sucked into the Infinity Castle, all the Demon Slayer Corps, and they are in pursuit of Muzan. And so the movie is that they're in the Infinity Castle, running around, getting into fights, looking for the big baddie, and yeah, it's a very crispy looking movie, and as you expect, and yeah, it has a lot of stuff going on, comedy, action, all that stuff. We both watched it without spoilers. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, so I was excited to actually go see this because I'm going to say ufotable because I never know if it's ufotable or UFO table. So
In the comments, what do you think? Is it ufotable? Is it UFO table?
doesn't matter.
I see people say it both ways all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is an official way to say it, but there's so many people who say both that I don't think we'll ever settle on one. So,
Ufotable, is kind of known for making movies anyway. So I was looking forward to seeing them take a
what movies? Fate. Okay.
Yeah, they don't do a lot, and I still think they're doing the Genshin show. So we'll see how that if that ever comes out. They pretty much kind of only focused on 2 shows for the last who knows how many years.
Kind of impressive. They didn't do a Mappa and have like a success and go, we'll make everything.
Probably a difference in management, I'd assume.
Sure, it's just kind of amazing that Demon Slayer is as big as it is, and they're just like, we're just gonna do that, and like one other thing.
And Fate, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I was looking forward to that. I love what I've seen of Fate. I'm not caught up. I have to watch the last 2 movies for that, but the first one was fantastic. Yeah, and then obviously because it is not just like a movie, it is a continuation of the story. We've been watching obviously from the beginning. I'm looking forward to seeing how it concludes. So it is probably gonna be a little bittersweet though, because I've been really enjoying the show all the way through. So
Yeah, I'm not ready for it to end.
it's coming.
Yeah,
So
I don't like that.
yeah. So the first thing I noticed right off the bat is, like you said, it's very crispy. It's a very nice looking animation. They did use a lot of CG. Just kind of throwing that out there for, I know some people are allergic to it.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was too bad. I don't think is used in a way that's too distracting. So
I also think Demon Slayer is like so flashy that like the mix of CG and animation together, especially at the quality that they do it, it doesn't skip a beat. But some people will overly do CG, or it has that weird frames per second thing where it looks like choppy,
they
or
don't
like
do that. Yeah.
no, there's a smooth, and which is surprising considering how many people out there do like these weird low FPS fucking CGI animes. But yeah, I think they do it really well. Their mix.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I said, it's only in parts. Like so, like a lot of the fights are still just like animated. So
plus they do some really interesting things. I was kind of blown away by of like the camera circling them and moving around while they're still 2D, but the environment is 3D, and they're doing these really crazy camera angles that I'm like, this feels like a big blockbuster action movie,
for sure.
And it's animation, so it's like it was kind of cool looking.
Yeah, though it is kind of reminiscent of, to bring up Mappa again, like Chainsaw Man did all sorts of crazy stuff. So,
Sure. Can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah, that's gonna be so good. I'm trying to figure out how to even talk about this without talking about specifics. So, this movie kind of focuses obviously on the overarching thing, but there's like kind of like three major parts to the movie, and the last half is definitely like one major part. So,
Yeah.
so that was kind of interesting because there's so many characters that we still have to like have some form of like resolution with, or at least like interaction with, and we barely got any of it. Though the ones we did get were not what I was expecting, and I'm very happy about that. So, without going into too much detail about it, we did get in the first fight. It was a very, I would say, meaningful fight, which was nice to see. It was also surprising. I don't know how else to talk about that.
Yeah, it concludes in a way I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, which is awesome. I love not being able to predict things. So
Especially when we're in like the end game now.
Yeah.
I don't want to just expect what I assume will happen. I want the surprises.
and this series has been really good about like making you like a bunch of characters, but like you can't ever necessarily feel safe with people too, because like we saw with like the Mugen train, right? With like this really awesome, likable character, and all of a sudden, poof, he's gone. And so like you don't really feel safe. And there's so many characters now. I'm like, and this is obviously not the whole story. I'm just like looking at this cast and like, who we about to lose, So I'm looking forward to seeing that going forward. Not that I necessarily want everyone to get wiped out, but I know they're willing to do it. So that's going to be interesting. I hope, unless everyone's just invincible and we just win, which I'll still be okay with, but maybe a little sad. So, yeah, I don't really. Maybe you should just hop in because I
That's
don't
fine.
I don't
That's
really
fine.
know how to talk about this.
So, first off, we already touched on it, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The animation is fantastic. The art style, of course, is awesome. And I'll talk about the action a little bit, but the action sequences are very well animated, as you expect, because we already got that in the show. This is a movie. I thought the music was really good as well. It feels big, epic, but kind of expect that already
Especially in the theater.
from the show anyway. But yeah, in the theater, it's just amplified. This does just carry over right from the show. I won't say specifics on what happened in the show in case for some reason you're watching this and
You shouldn't be.
I literally listened to somebody's review earlier of this movie, and they didn't watch the last season.
And we're gonna throw it out here right now. In fact, if you have not watched any Demon Slayer, maybe don't watch this and go watch the show.
I'll be vague enough. I mean, you're not going to understand the things I'm hinting towards anyway if you haven't watched the show. But yeah, you should watch the show and then maybe come back. But it just kind of blew me away that people are watching the movie and like haven't seen the last season. Because I'm like, this is literally concluding the whole fucking show, but also a direct continuation from what happened in last season.
That's wild.
So you're doing yourself a disservice watching this. I mean, it's gonna be fun, entertaining. I'll throw it out there. You could probably watch this without watching the show if you wanted to, because it's gonna be entertaining. You're gonna understand basically what's happening, but you're gonna be missing so much context too that like that's just crazy. So anyway, yeah, it just carries right over, which I thought felt seamless.
Especially any dialogue when it comes to Mugen, right? Like,
Sure.
it's gonna be completely lost on you.
Muzen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a direct continuation though, which I thought they did a really good job on. It felt seamless, especially for a 2.5 hour movie, basically 6 episodes all at once. With that, saying that, I do think there were some pacing issues slightly in this. I think it's probably my only criticism of the whole thing, is it does feel compartmentalized into different sub stories that are happening. One thing I thought was clever, though, I don't think this is too much of a spoiler, but all the events that are happening are all happening at once.
Yeah.
So you see something happen story wise, and then you see another thing happen, and then you find out later it's all kind of happening. There's this, the whole event is just happening, and it's just happening in different places. Because the Infinity Castle is this gigantic place, and they've really emphasized that in this movie. I mean, it feels huge. It feels impossibly huge. It's an Infinity Castle.
Yeah, they do a really good job on emphasizing. I would say there's I don't think it's too much of a spoiler, but there's the part where basically they're kind of showing them trying to figure out the castle. I'll just say that. And you're just like, you're looking at the process they're going through. You're like, holy crap.
Well, it's ever changing too, so it's like an impossible task. But the scale feels big, and so when you have these compartmentalized stories, it's like how without episodes, which I think would have made more sense to have this episode about this episode about this. But as a movie, I do think the pace isn't great, but I understand why they had to do it that way. And so it didn't bother me, but it feels discombobulated like twice in the movie where it's like, oh, this is the story we're following now. Which is completely fine. But just an observation. There is a fight early on that I thought was really good, interesting, creative. Outcome was not expected. I still have no idea where it's going to go in the next movie.
Yeah, because that's not tidied up.
Yeah, at all. So that'll be very interesting. Then we get some continuation and reveal of whatever the hell was being hinted towards in last season with Zenitsu. We get to explore that finally. And even though I found it entertaining and interesting, I also was like, that's out of nowhere. Okay. So watch the movie. You'll know what I'm talking about. But it was fun. I like... the direction they're going with him as a character, because you kind of get a sense of growth, which I thought was which is fun. And then of course and if you've seen the title of this movie in Japanese, you'll know who I'm talking about, even if you haven't watched the movie. But we get to spend some time with a long running upper demon that Tanjiro runs into, and we spent a lot of time with them, which leads to a fight that is fucking awesome and huge and crazy. But we also spend like 20 minutes with their backstory, which I thought added a lot of context that they do that in the show anyway too. Every time he finishes off any demon, you always get some backstory on them a little bit to
Make
kind
them
of
human.
Understand, who they were before they were demons. So we basically get a big grand version of that, but like not in the context of anyone dying, but just we get to explore his background a bit. I thought that was fun. Added a lot of value to his character.
We also get to see the water Hashira.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah,
Tomioka, something like that. Gyu, one of those names. Anyway, he's a big part of it as well, which was also fun. But yeah, huge battle. And then also there is this overall sense of what's what I'm looking for. Not pace, because I had an issue with that, but like there's a sense of like urgency throughout the whole movie that just feels like go. Everybody's like running, trying to locate the villain in this ever expanding castle. That like the longer you're gonna be here, the more chance you're gonna
Well, I mean, even to like talk about last season, right? Like the end of last season, they were all basically like Muzen's right there, get him. And this is just that. Like, they're in there now. And they're like, okay, the mission hasn't changed.
It does feel like we're getting to the conclusion of the story.
Yeah.
It feels like they have him in a corner, but his corner is like an ever-expanding,
Very
evolving, defended corner. Also, not a spoiler really at all, because you expect this, but like everyone else who's been dropped into the Infinity Castle is like just fighting demons all over the place. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, even the low guys.
Even the lower end, like non-named people are like down there having this big battle, and it felt like this big operation that I thought was pretty cool. It feels big and epic. It feels like a conclusion. So
yeah, I actually think they did a really
feeling.
good job of including them, because it felt like they were part of the picture, especially with them like prioritizing, making sure that like their generals, to use just general or basic military stuff, weren't wasting their energy on small fries. They're like, no, we got this. You guys go.
Yeah, it felt like Dynasty Warriors in the sense that you had like all the smaller dudes fighting the demons, and then like the generals are riding around fighting the other
like
generals.
Trying to find the other generals,
exactly.
Which was cool to see. And then also we got to see for a brief moment, because we're under the like we're told right? Every Demon Slayer learns a breathing style. That's part of being a Demon Slayer. We actually finally got to see what a low
trainees.
level
Yeah.
breathing style looks like, and that was
It was a cool detail, and also a good continuation of last season where we saw people getting trained in groups
to get ready for this. 'cause everyone knew things are coming to a head at some point. Things are just too amplified.
And there's like pep talks, stuff like that in last season. So seeing like the culmination of that, the morale, people there trying to support the cause was really cool and satisfying to watch. And then also, without any details, you see kind of like the support mechanism of this operation, and how they're trying to get intel and data to like find Muzan, and I thought that was kind of interesting as well.
It's a lot more in depth than I was expecting it to be. Like, it feels like an operation.
Yeah, I kind of expected this movie to just be like they drop in and they just start fighting.
Where we dropping, boys?
The big baddies, but and that is there as well. But
it is,
there's just more detail, and in a movie that's 2.5 hours, I'm glad they got to explore some of that stuff because I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. I really want to see the next movie, so hopefully we get that. No rush. I want it to be done well like this, but
2 years just watch.
But this movie was definitely worth seeing in the theater. If you get a chance, you should watch this, especially if you've watched the show. If you're somebody who hasn't watched the show fully and you're still here in this review, hopefully we're vague enough for you. But you should also watch the show, watch this movie. I really enjoyed it. Had a couple pacing issues, but other than that, fantastic animation, awesome fights.
Not enough at Inosuke.
True, yeah. He's just kind of like running around, coming through. Hopefully we get a little bit more of him in the next movie. But there's definitely a lot to tackle in the next movie. A lot of things that were kind of left unfinished in this movie. Sure. And of course, the ultimate objective we will probably not see until the third movie. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely worth watching. I would probably see it again in theaters. 2.5 hours is quite a bit of time for any movie nowadays, but kind of impressive they made an anime movie that big. But it's Demon Slayer. It's fucking popular. People are going to see it. It's breaking records. So they made the right decision to make a big, huge movie, and it's definitely worth seeing. So
yeah, and I think it's fun to do the anime movies and stuff like that. Though I am not necessarily a huge fan of making the next season of a show a movie, which we're seeing twice this year. With
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. And
although I heard somewhere that, and I don't want to talk Chainsaw Man too much here because people aren't watching this for that, but I heard that the arc they're going to be doing with the movies is so short that it couldn't fill a whole season.
Yeah, and I understand that aspect of it. And like I said, every once in a while I think it's fine. I just don't want to see a trend of people making seasons midway through a show movies all of a sudden.
It feels weird.
Yeah.
Even with Demon Slayer, I think this movie was definitely worth watching.
I think they could have made a season, though.
I think a season would have been fine.
Yeah.
Because it does feel weird to be watching it here, and then to finish the story, we got to go to the theater. But I guess you can watch it on Crunchyroll once it comes out. I don't know if it is out on there right now or not. But
it's not.
But yeah, it feels weird, but I don't mind it too much. But yeah, I wouldn't want everyone to do it. But with how well this has been doing, I wouldn't be surprised if people start doing it more. So, I kind of just went off there. Do you have anything you want to add to that, or I mean, you were. I was
trying to. Yeah, my problem is I just didn't know how to talk about it without spoilers.
It's rough, yeah,
because like at the end of the day, it's a shonen, and so like there's a lot of depth to talk about.
Yeah, but I don't want to ruin like
moments
who was fought and how people win or lose or whatever. So
though, and I'll talk with you after the recording. I had a thought about Inosuke all of a sudden, but remind me.
I've not had a single thought about Inosuke outside of he wasn't represented enough in the movie.
Yeah. It had to do with another fight that didn't conclude. So
gotcha.
I feel like they're gonna connect. So,
and if you guys want to hear us talk full spoilers, let us know in the comments. We could have a separate conversation on that. So
yeah. No, I don't have a whole lot more to say, though. I do think it was a fun theater watch. I think if you have the opportunity, you should. It's also worth letting you know that it is available in both English and in Japanese, depending on your preferences.
And we watched in Japanese.
Yeah, we did. But
so
I know
the
a lot of people watched up these days. So
yeah, it's fine. I guess they got some like movie stars, something to like bigger names to do work in it, which is weird. I don't know who, but I heard that they got some well-known names. So shows how big anime, and I mean it's a job, so I'm sure someone will just take the job anyway. But anime's huge now, so
Yeah, it's crazy.
you know. Okay, well, I think we both liked it. What would you grade it?
I'd give it a pretty strong A minus.
Okay.
I thought it was a good time. I do agree with the pacing stuff. And I do think we kind of stayed on certain parts a little long.
Yeah,
But
that's pacing.
yeah. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was a blast. The movie was able to keep me entertained. Had some surprises in there for me. You know, and there was consequences, which I love. So
Definitely.
yeah, I'm looking forward to the next part. That's probably the worst part about this is knowing I'm gonna have to wait, but it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I don't want to wait because I want to see it, but at the same time too, I don't want the show to end. So they can drag it out, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, I can just rewatch it or something. But I really like the
there
characters
will
and
be
stuff.
another
So
show. Yeah,
yeah. Okay, so you gave it a minus. I'm also going to give it an A minus. I would give it an A. I feel A strongly, but I do think that there were some parts that felt kind of off and discombobulated, and the pacing was kind of like meandering sometimes. I feel like we spent a lot of time on certain things for a while. The whole movie feels like it's worth the 2.5 hours, but some of it feels like they are filling that time. Like they had
Padding
the
it
idea
out.
that they wanted it to be 2.5 hours, and sometimes it feels like they weren't quite sure how to get that full time. So like, drag this out just a little bit longer. Not a huge deal, but that does drop it down to an A minus. But I'm still giving it an A minus. It's a stellar movie, definitely worth your time. It definitely feels like the big epic beginning of the end for the show. And I liked it, so I would definitely recommend you check it out if you haven't already. So yeah, 2 A minuses. You got anything else?
nope.
Let us know in the comments if you've seen it. What do you guys think? Please don't throw spoilers unless you have a spoiler warning in the comments, just because people watching this might not want to know all the full details. Keep it vague or whatever. But what did you guys think of the movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What were some of your favorite parts? Maybe you got some criticisms for it. I can't really ask you too much on what you thought of every little detail because that would involve spoilers. But if you'd like to see us do a spoiler talk, let us know in the comments. And yeah, are you excited for the next movie? And are you ready for Demon Slayer to end finally? Let us know everything you think about in the comments below. And stay tuned. We just did our review for Sakamoto Days Season 2. So check that out if you're curious about our thoughts on that.
We did Dan to Dan.
We did Dan to Dan, so check that out as well. And we are going to do Kaiju number 8, finishing that off. And then we got Shogun we're going to finish off finally once this season is over.
Gonna need a recap.
And then next season, yeah, I almost feel like we got to rewatch or something, or just, I don't know. And next season we got Ranma Half, and we are taking recommendations. So if there's an anime, movie, whatever you'd like us to watch, we'll take it into consideration, but can't guarantee we'll watch it. So yeah, I've been Seth, this has been Chevy. Until the next review, we will talk to you guys later.